Welcome to Real People, Real Voices. I'm James Jackson.
And I'm Pastor Wayne Moore.
Always a pleasure.
Pleasure to be with you, my friend. Yeah.
And with you. We're going to have a great show on today.
I think we are. You know, anything that has anything to do with sickle cell anemia, I'm willing to talk about it. And the Martin Center has done an extraordinary job with what they have had to work with over the last, I think, 30 years or more.
Yeah, and it's been a challenge.
It's been a challenge over there, but they keep it going.
Yeah.
They service their constituency very well. And we're going to talk to Gary here in just a moment. Tell us what's happening.
Yeah, he's got the 5K coming up. They did it virtually last year.
Yeah, he's going to work on it again virtually this year. Hopefully this will be the last virtual one for this walk and run for fundraising for Martin Center.
Yeah. Speaking of fundraising, we've got some great guests, great sponsors.
Yeah, we got some
that
great
help
sponsors.
make the show go.
Yeah, they make us go. Number one, we have Tamiko, an Associates Real Estate Group, doing a great job here all over the city of Indianapolis. Martin University, Marion County Public Health, Lee Coastal and Crawley, Alsmouth Clothing and Shoes, Northside Window, Gutter and Cleaning, Fervent Care Christian Academy. Not only that, but we also have His Place Eatery. If you want something good to eat on Fridays, they say the catfish is out of sight.
Yeah, one of Curtis Baker's favorites.
Yeah, one of his favorites. He never invites me or takes me, and Curtis is just he just doesn't do this. He just
Well, maybe he'll do that.
yeah, maybe he'll start doing that.
And please be sure to go to WHMB TV 40 on YouTube, and you can watch this show when it's over, as well as others that you might have missed. And
Like us on Facebook.
stay with us. We've got much, much more. We'll be back after these messages. Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices, and we're joined by Gary Gibson, the President, CEO of Martin Center, and we want to welcome you here today.
Thank you, Pastor Jackson. It's my pleasure to be here.
Good to
Thank
have
you
you
for
back.
giving me the opportunity.
You're welcome. I tell you, we were talking off air about the challenges of doing a 5K online. How did that go last year?
Well, it certainly didn't go as well as it did the year before when we were non-virtual, when we were in person. We had nearly 800 people live in person at the site.
I was in
it
that
was,
one.
Yes, you were.
Yeah.
And you were a great addition, by the way.
Thank you.
But it went really well with that. We did not get anywhere near 800 people when we did it virtually last year. Effectively, as a fundraiser, we were able to raise about the same amount of money that we did the year before, but the difference was in a higher level of sponsorship that we received, and that kind of leveled it out from where it was before. It's very challenging to get that type of enthusiasm. It's really nice when it's one-on-one or 1 on 800, all people there together with a spirit. There's a spirit that you can feel when we do that, and you didn't really feel that spirit, in my opinion, when we did it virtually.
25 years of this.
25 years. This is actually one of the very longest nonprofit fundraisers in the city's history.
Yeah. We need to make those type of things noticeable when things happen in the city that are historical. Mm-hmm. We ought to be proud enough to mention the fact that it's happened, and that's something that the longest standing nonprofit.
Yeah, and I think it's just sort of it's sort of not so good that it can't be in person for the 25th.
Yeah.
But certainly with everything that's going on with this Delta variant that's out, and of course you indicated that some of the restrictions were already in place when you were all planning, so this should work out for the best, and then the Lord willing, the next one will be in person again.
That's our hope.
So the next one that's coming up, talk to us about the date and how people can get involved.
Well, the date is August 28th. It's going to be from 9 o'clock in the morning till 12 o'clock noon. And we're going to have our registration site established within the next couple of days, and then we'll be able to get you connected to registration. What I'd like for people to do is to look at our website, www.themartincenter.org, in a few days, and then they'll be able to click from our website straight to
What's
the
registration?
$35.
$35. $35. Okay.
Yeah. And when can people start registering?
Again, I hope that it'll be within about a week's time from now. So I'd say, what's today? Well, probably by the end of July. So we'll kind of keep it open like that. But by the end of July, come onto our website. There's a logo there for the walk. And when you come onto the website, click the logo, it'll take you directly to the registration site.
What's the colors this year?
That's going to
Good
be
question, huh?
going to be a secret.
Okay. All right.
You get a lot of secrets here lately. So all of the money that's raised, of course, you all have raised quite a bit of money over the years, and we want people to understand that when they register, their money will be helping to research and come up with a cure for this disease. But maybe there are people who are watching, Gary, who are not really aware of how dreaded this is. Can you give us an overview of sickle cell disease?
Sickle cell disease is actually horrible. First of all, it provides or causes long-term, up to long-term, significant periods of pain, intense pain, like broken back kind of pain, and it stays with the patient for a long time, and there's not very much you can do about it to avoid it. And it's something that I think what bothers me most about it, having worked with it for so many years, is that the people that have this, they never did anything to cause it. It's not their fault. They were born with this. And that doesn't seem fair in a lot of ways to me. So that's one of the reasons that I keep fighting for improvements in sickle cell care, is because it's not fair to the people that have it. It destroys very, very much challenges their opportunities for education, their opportunities for employment, and their opportunities to actually just take care of themselves. And that's really wrong, in my opinion, because they didn't do anything.
Yeah. I guess that's a great point. But in the process of everything, you do an outstanding job.
Well, thank you.
Meeting the needs of your constituency, which is well over 100, I believe.
Oh yes, it's more like 500.
Yeah.
More like 500.
And you help supplement dollars and things and help families in certain ways. Tell us some of the
Yes.
ways that you help the families.
Yeah, and I wanted to kind of make it clear that the money that we raise isn't as much about research as it is about helping the families. And what we do is we provide a food pantry, we provide emergency financial assistance when people are up against the wall and have trouble meeting their obligations to pay their utilities or to pay for their housing. So we help people with emergency assistance there. We have a support group that we meet monthly, which also, by the way, is different nowadays because of COVID. We're doing those virtually, and it's better than nothing. But again, it's not like the same when people can come together and share their experiences and get to know each other on a personal level. But we're doing the best we can with what we have at the moment. And our hope is, not only will this be our last virtual sickle cell walk, we're also hoping that very soon we'll have our last virtual support group meeting. We'll be able to do those in person again. And so we provide that. We also connect people to other services that we are not able to provide. And we do a tremendous amount of advocacy out there in the community.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
What's the future look like for Martin Center?
Well, the future of Martin Center actually looks good because there is now more than ever more interest and more support for sickle cell disease. And I'm really excited about it because I'm seeing, again, I've been in this a long time, and I'm seeing now more activity in more levels, in more places than ever before. We see a lot of interest from governments. We see a lot of interest from pharmaceutical companies trying to develop those drugs to help people, manage their sickle cell. We see a lot of emphasis from other advocacy groups all around the country, actually all around the world. So in my opinion, these are going to be the best times for sickle cell, which then translates to good times for Martin Center.
Yeah.
Well, that's great, and certainly we are supportive of what you all are doing, and we have been able to be of some help, we hope, over the past few years here.
Yes, you have, and I really think that that's important. Our community still does not support sickle cell as well as I think it should. Over 90% of people that are affected by sickle cell disease are African American or have African blood in their systems. The next highest level are people from India, and the next highest level are people from Latin America and stuff like that. But it's important for people to realize that this is a disease that doesn't care what your race is. Doesn't really care. Because it can be, and it is, in even in Caucasians. And it's important for us to make that point, because I think a lot of people just make their mind up that that's the black disease. Well, that's a part of the problem of why we're playing catch up now, because people have always thought that's the black disease. And part of our job is to try to educate people and tell them, no, it's not just the black disease. This is a human situation, and all humans can get it and will eventually get it. It's forecasted by some researchers that by the year 2050, there will be 300,000 plus more babies born with sickle cell on the globe a year. 300,000 plus more a year. That's big,
That's significant, yeah.
And so that's something that we want. All those people will not be black.
Okay.
All right, well, stay with us. We'll be back after these messages. Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices, and we're joined by Gary Gibson, Martin Center Sickle Cell President and CEO. Just before the break, we had started talking a little bit about support and how people can support, of course, the 5Ks coming up. But what about for those folk who perhaps won't be able to make the 5K, how can they support?
There's lots of ways that they can support us. Number one, you can just go to our website, and there's a big red donate button there. Just tap on that, donate whatever you can, number one. As I mentioned earlier, we have a food pantry. We are always accepting donations of food, mostly canned goods or boxed goods, and or hydration products like Gatorade or any of those types of products. Water is another one. Those particularly hydration products are extremely important for people that have sickle cell disease. So anything that we get, we use to give to our clients, the ones that are dealing with sickle cell and battling it. I wanted to take a moment to just say thank you to both of you. I see you as being the most supportive pastors in our community of our issues with sickle cell, and I appreciate you very much.
you.
And
Thank you.
I mean that sincerely. And I'd like to see more of our clergy and others get behind this fight as well. Again, recognizing this is something that these people affected by sickle cell did not cause. They were born with this disease. And it's nobody's fault, really. It's just there. And it's, two parents that have sickle cell trait have a 50% probability of producing a child with sickle cell disease every time they mate. So that's important. And that's another thing that we're focused on these days, is trying to make sure that people understand the inheritance pattern, to recognize you need to know your sickle cell trait. If you don't, ask your doctor to help you get a test. You need to know, and particularly if you're of childbearing age.
Many years ago, Gary, here in IPS, when when they used to do the shots in school. You remember that in the school system? Most people did not find out that sickle cell anemia traits existed until it came into the school system, and everybody was able to be tested for sickle cell anemia. It really happened at IPS here in the city of Indianapolis over, I'm not going to say how many years ago, but that's where it happened at.
Yeah.
That's when people became aware of sickle cell anemia in the community.
Yes.
It was through IPS.
Yes, yes.
You remember that?
Yeah, I mean, a lot happened
That
through
is
public
true.
schools.
Yeah. A lot happened.
Immunizations and things like that.
Immunizations took
yeah.
place and everything, and we found out about the traits of so many of our students through testing, through IPS.
You know, I think it's important also that I share this statistic that the Centers for Disease Control, who's become our best friends through the COVID, pandemic, they say that 1 in 13 people that have sickle cell trait know they have it. And we expect that there's over 1 million plus people in the United States that have sickle cell trait that don't know they have it. And that's because we stopped doing those kinds of programs with IPS.
The trait was identified early.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in the 4th or 5th grade when this took place, and that's been about 10 years ago.
Right.
So, but I'm just basically
Well,
saying.
you're a pretty big
fifth grader I was, yeah. but when we look at this particular situation, I mean, we had so many helps in those days for the community to make the community strong and to make it more vibrant. Now today, it's just so dynamic that those it's devastating that those things don't exist the way they used to exist before. You know what? I'm sitting here thinking, man. Do you have storage for your Gatorade and water there?
Yes.
Well, I'm going to set up a situation where we can do a Gatorade and water drive.
That's great.
So for those families to come and get that, I'm going to work on that.
That's great. Thank you.
And we'll get some information and have people drop off on a certain day.
Yeah,
in
that
the
sounds
very
good.
near future.
That sounds good. We can work with you on that.
Yeah, it helps.
Yeah. Every little bit helps.
Yeah.
Gary, do you all have any volunteerism that takes place?
At this point, not as much. Again, thanks to COVID and the restrictions on access to the location and things like that. We are wanting to rebuild our volunteer program because it just pretty much got ravaged by COVID. And people can't come in, and they can't do the things that we need to do. So right now we're still leaning on just donations of things because
The red button.
yeah, the red button.
Yeah.
The red button says donate. DONATE.
Yeah.
And just before we go, the next 5K, that's 3 miles, is coming up. Kind of explain in a nutshell what that looks like, how the people who are watching, how they can participate in a virtual 5K.
So you sign up, you register, you're going to get a T-shirt still, like we do when you're in person. And you may not get the T-shirt before the event, but you'll get the T-shirt before or after the event. But you're going to go out there, you're going to do your run or your walk, and you're going to take a picture of yourself. You might even take a picture of yourself showing a stopwatch, showing your times and things like that. You will upload that to the site that we'll have, and you'll be able to share that with everybody else. That's pretty much how it works.
All right.
Well, all the best to
Thank you.
the effort, and hopefully next time we'll all be together again, being able to walk and run in person.
I hope so. I really do. It makes a big difference.
Yes, it does. Stay with us. We've got much more to come. We got to take a break. We'll be back with the rundown. Welcome back. I'm James Jackson.
I'm Pastor Wayne Moore.
And I'm Curtis Baker, your producer of Real People, Real Voices.
Thank you for all the work you do, and we've got some wonderful sponsors.
We do. Actually, Tamiko and Associates Realty Group, Martin University, Marion County Public Health Department, Northside Window and Gutter Cleaning, Lee Castle and Crowley, Al's Modern Clothing and Shoes. Did I say Marion County Public Health Department already?
You did.
Okay, because I'm saving this last one. His Place Eatery. a little birdie told me
What did he tell you?
that I go there, but I don't invite you.
And I think he said you don't bring him any fish.
Well, no, what I'm gonna do, where's my camera? Here, 3. I want America to know this. We're gonna pick a date.
Yes.
And I'm inviting Pastor Moore, Pastor Jackson, and these camera guys. Guys on the truck, I'm sorry, budget ran out.
Budget ran.
But we're gonna pick a date and we're gonna go to his place, eatery at 30th and Shaylin.
And we're gonna film there?
You know, if I take the camera guys and the truck has to come, then I have to pay for them.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So can y'all bring the cameras and we can just pretend like we're filming? Okay,
It's a lot of fish.
so we'll do that. But no, seriously, we'll bring everybody in.
Sure.
We'll come down there on a Tuesday because you come in on a Friday, we won't get in. I mean, it's that
Yeah.
packed.
But that's when they do the fish, though.
Well, no, they do fish shoulder. They do fish shoulder the week. I mean, that's just me. You know, something about fish on Friday.
We have some terrific sponsors. though.
We do. And I didn't want to just go off.
How many years we've been doing this?
This is the 6th year?
Going in.
And most people didn't think we'd last this long, did they?
I didn't.
I don't know.
No,
You didn't?
No.
I knew that we would last.
You know, and I'm waiting for the new desk. I mean, I'm waiting for our
Yeah,
new
we
desk.
looking at some. We're
Yeah,
shopping.
we're shopping, looking for a
looking
new
for a
desk,
new desk.
we
had
bring a
this
new
one
look.
made.
Yeah, we had
was
this one made when we first started, and
This was made from scratch.
yeah,
It really was.
yeah, and you can't. It looks better
And don't
than
say
anything on CNN.
Don't say you could tell. But we had to do what we had to do.
Yeah.
But our next one is going to be just fantastic.
Sickle cell anemia
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that they're coming up with a 25th annual
walk. Yeah.
and run. It's virtual this year, actually, as was last year, and I think I might participate in it
Yeah.
to run this year. Can you do it from your house? Is that how you,
Well-
Pastor Jackson? How did that work?
Well, you got to walk or run.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you can walk in
Around
the
the
house.
Can you
house.
You're-
sit?
No.
No, you can't do that. Just go from room to room for about an hour, and
If you do
it
3
that way.
miles up and down the stairs,
Oh, I can do that.
You can do that. Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, you can do
it's
that.
a lot of walking, a lot of climbing.
Yeah,
You can
but
do
it's
that.
for a good cause, and I want everybody to make sure they go to the website that's below me right now and make sure that you make a donation.
Hit the red button.
Hit the red button.
That's in August 28th.
Yeah.
I
August
think he
28th.
said.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
might be able to just meet up at Fort Bend and we could walk together.
Could be the same day that we go to his place and run some of that off.
No.
Well, we eat first and then walk.
Yeah.
We could do that.
Well, I'm going to eat first with you and watch y'all walk. What you talking about?
Well, we're going to let that be the last word. Thank you for joining us. As always, we really appreciate you, and we'll see you this time next week.
But before we go, I got to say a special hello to you-know-who, right?
Yes, tell her hello.
My Aunt Jeanette in Kokomo. She's one of you guys' favorite viewers.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks,
I'm
Aunt Jeanette. I love you.
We appreciate you.
Goodbye now.